So we have returned to the Galaxy S24 Ultra once more, and no, the firmware update has not arrived yet, so I'm just gonna show you here. It is currently the 31st of January, and I think the update will come on the 1st or 2nd February because I'm living in a country with GMT plus 8 time zones, so I kinda expect it to be arriving on the 2nd of February instead of the 1st. Probably, I'm not too sure. As shown in the title of this video here, today we're gonna test the battery bypass feature on the Samsung phones. It is available on many Samsung phones released after the S22 series, so inclusive of the S22 series actually. So the S22, S22 Plus, S22 Ultra, even the Galaxy A series has this battery bypass feature. And the feature I'm talking about is this one. If you enter Gaming Hub, you go into More, Game Booster. When you go down, then you will see this feature here. Pause USB charging when gaming. So yeah, this feature is only available for gaming, and I know many people have been asking for this feature to be implemented in other parts of the phone, but I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, but at least we have this feature for gaming. So when we zoom in and read the description, it says to prevent overheating, bypass the battery when using a USB power delivery charger, PPS, of at least 25 watts, and the phone will also need to be above 20% of battery life. So the phone is currently at 63%, and I purposely did it this way just to show you that when the battery bypass feature is turned on, you won't increase the battery percentage when you are playing the game, even though the charger is plugged in. So to have a quick recap here, usually when we plug in the charger while we're playing a game, the charger will charge the battery of the phone, but the battery of the phone will also discharge at the same time to power up all of the other components of the phone. For example, your screen, your chipset, your speakers, everything else. This is not good for your battery because it creates unnecessary strain and will also just create a lot of heat for no reason. So when battery bypass is introduced, it literally just bypasses your battery. It's as simple as that. I know this is not an accurate depiction of what's happening, but this is the idea of it. So you also need to enable fast charging in your phone as well. So head into device care, and then you tap into battery, scroll down, charging settings, enable fast charging. This is enough. So to know if the battery bypass is charging, it will show a blue ring when you plug in the charger, and that is when you can enable this option right here. This one. So even though we did discover the battery bypass feature last year, I'm only doing this video today because we have the appropriate tools. So this is a power bank from Ugreen. It is a 90 watt power bank with USB PD support as well of up to 140 watts, but we're not going to use 140 watts, of course. And then this is the other main star of the show. This is the PowerZ KM003C. This thing, if we power it up, let me just connect a cable here. So this thing has a total of 3 USB ports, 2 females, 1 male. So the bottom port here is actually just to power up the device itself. So when we plug it in, the display lights up and we can see all of these data. Actually, it has a lot more, but what we're gonna focus on is this menu here. So this menu, we can see the voltage, current, and also the wattage. So how we're gonna hook it up is actually quite easy. I'm gonna connect this cable here to the power bank, and then from the power bank into this other port here. So once this thing has been plugged in like this, we can turn on the power bank. It is currently at 97%, and then go back to the phone. If we hit back to this menu here, as you can see, if we plug it in, you get a blue ring. That means this option can be enabled. So let's just jump into Genshin Impact and do a real quick test here. Okay, so we're back in Genshin Impact, and the reason why I'm using this game is because I have not done my dailies yet, and Chenyu Vale just released. I unlocked some of the waypoints, but it's still pretty big, so there's lots to explore here. So let's go on an adventure. And this power bank is currently at 96% battery. It has dropped down a little bit, And this thing is currently saying that the phone is consuming 5 watts with the battery bypass feature turned on. I can actually log all of the wattage data since I have connected this cable here to my PC. So I will just do that, and at the end of this video, I will show you the graph of the entire gaming session and the power consumption, the wattage. And as you can see here, I have both GPU watch and this Perf Z running together. Honestly speaking, you shouldn't do this because having two of these things running at the same time will consume quite a lot of your processing power, and yeah, any processing power used to graph all of the data and whatnot will actually affect the performance of whatever you're doing. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I just want to show you guys that GPU watch has a much faster polling rate for the FPS value, but PerfZ's polling rate isn't as quick, but they're gonna show you the exact same value, even though this one is just a bit slower. Okay, I think my ping is horrible. It's like 450 milliseconds. Oh, that's gonna be bad. So I'm just gonna walk around in this new area here, unlocking some waypoints. Then after about half an hour, we will check back on the wattage and performance and whatnot. So currently we are at 39 degrees Celsius and we are getting 60 FPS. So no thermal throttling yet. And let's begin. This is quite a massive area, especially since it has a lot of mountains, so you need to climb a lot. Having the cat lady called, what's the name again? Kirara. Yeah, that would be very useful here. Can I? Oh, can't reach. Okay, never mind. I wanna unlock this waypoint then. Okay, this mechanic is kind of fun. Yeah, I am having like 450 milliseconds of ping. It's not a fun experience. What? So we are at 43 degrees Celsius right now. We are very near the thermal limit of this phone of 44. Oh, there we go. And I just wanna know if we are gonna get better performance if we're gonna use the battery bypass feature, because without the battery generating unnecessary heat, we could get better performance. Could. Yeah, thanks to the one guy who told us that we can tap right above the list of items so we can loot everything at one go. That's a very handy tip. So I need to go north. That's a pretty good mechanic, so I can just fly up here, get the waypoint. But I'm not sure if I have enough stamina to climb up. Yeah. So we are thermal throttling, but not by much. We drop about 10 FPS, so we're still getting 50, 52. This tool here is more updated. It's faster in terms of its polling rate, so we're getting also about 50 something, and then now we're back to 60. Interesting. Okay, there's a city. It's a very pretty city. So we are at 44 degrees Celsius, and surprisingly, it is at the thermal limit. The wattage consumed is only at about 2 watts something, less than 3, which is real low actually. Remember, we're using this display at 100 nits brightness, and then we have to power up the chipset, speaker, Wi-Fi, all of those stuff, and it only consumes about 3 watts. That's surprising, right? And yeah, we are running the game at the highest possible render resolution as well, 1872 by 864, which is the same as the one that we are doing the gaming test with. Also the same firmware with AWM9 firmware, or is it AMW9? I can't remember the exact arrangement of the alphabets, but yeah, the update has not arrived yet. And we are at 44 degrees Celsius for quite some time now, and we're still getting about 60 FPS. We just play a little bit longer to make it half an hour. Currently we are at 20 minutes. So, you know, Chenyu Vale is a big place, so might as well explore while also doing more tests for this phone. Gather more data, because the data gathered here will be used in our future video where we talk about thermal throttling in phones. Do subscribe, because that video will come like about a few weeks maybe, because there's quite a lot of research to do. Thermal throttling kicked in, getting about less than 60 FPS. Not bad, still very good. Oh, now the real thermal throttling kicks in. So it's just exactly like what we found out in the gaming test video. So when thermal throttling kicks in, the frame rate will drop to somewhere around 40-ish FPS, which is still good. And yeah, if we're using the battery bypass feature, that like what we have set up here, we can only delay the effects of thermal throttling, but it will still happen eventually. Currently, we are at about the 25th minute mark. We are playing this game at the highest possible render resolution at 1872 by 864, and also highest possible graphical settings in Genshin Impact version 4.4, and that is why we're here, because Chenyu Vale. Now we shall go to this waypoint. I think we should unlock like 2 more waypoints, and then we shall end this video, because I already got all the data I need. And the data for this video will be used in our future video where we talk about thermal throttling, so do subscribe for that as well, because that will be an interesting video. A lot of people don't really get the right idea of what is thermal throttling, how it happens, and also how to avoid it. Technically, there isn't a way to avoid it, but you can technically delay the effects like what we are doing right here. So yeah, battery bypass is part of that topic as well. Oh, there's a big guy. Okay, let's play with him. Oh god, I'm stuck. Half a second of ping is not fun at all. Oh my god. Yep, tapping above the item to loot everything. That's a very handy feature. I know a few of you guys have commented that. I want to thank every one of you for telling me this tip because it's just so useful. Yeah, 46 degrees Celsius, thermal throttling is kicking in real hard. We're only getting like 30 something FPS right now. Yeah. And once the phone has cooled down a bit, it has risen back to about 50 something FPS. Yeah, that's the effects of thermal throttling. And there we go, another waypoint unlocked. And I think we should end this video right here. So yes, the phone is indeed hot because it has reached about 46 degrees Celsius. Thermal throttling has happened, and yeah, the frame rate is definitely gonna dip a lot when it is starting to thermal throttle. So we're only getting about 40 something average FPS right now, which is still good. And yeah, we will return to this topic once more when we talk about the thermal throttling, what it is, how it happens, how to avoid it, all of those stuff in a video coming soon. So remember to subscribe. And the battery, it is currently at 65%. So we started off at about 64, 65 as well, because I did plug in this thing before starting the game, so that will charge the phone a little bit. So yeah, after playing for like half an hour, we're still getting 65% only. So yes, that is how battery bypass works. It wouldn't charge your battery, and it will only directly power whatever components your phones are running on. And oh yeah, this wattage here, I will show you the graph on the screen here. Throughout the entire gaming session, these are the wattages consumed. Future me here, I have just compiled the graph and I'm looking at it right now, and I'm seeing a very interesting pattern. So during the first like 10-13 minutes here, we can see the performance is gonna be fine, not gonna be an issue after all. But once it got to the 15th minute onwards, you can see the graph starts to form like a sine wave. So as the temperature increases and then it starts thermal throttling, then it will drop the performance because it's just too hot. So dropping the performance to cool the device down, and that is why we can see the wattage dropping from somewhere around the 15th to 18th minute. And then when the device is cool enough, it will start to pump in more performance again. And as you can see here, the input wattage will be a lot higher once more. From the 18th minute to somewhere around the 22nd minute, the wattage increases, and then after that, it thermal throttles again from the 22nd minute all the way to the 24th minute. So yes, this sine wave is going to repeat infinitely, and that is the effects of thermal throttling on your performance. And this 90 watt power bank here, we still have 94% battery. So if we just use 5 watts average as the power consumption when this phone is using the battery bypass feature, if we are connected to this 90 watt power bank and assume 100% efficiency, then we should be able to get around 18 hours of game time through this setup here. And that is actually quite amazing. Yeah, this is a 90 watt hour power bank. It's a huge one. We'll also have a video where we talk about watt hour versus mAh calculation in battery capacities. The reason why I don't use mAh to describe whatever capacity this power bank has is because it's just not accurate. So yeah, if you have any questions regarding this video, then do leave it in the comment section below. I know it's a bit of a complicated topic, but I'm gonna share with you some of the details that I have obtained in a future video, because that video is also gonna be complicated. It will take some research, so please be patient. Do subscribe, share this video. All of your supports really help us out a lot. And also, I'm still waiting for the update. When the update has arrived, we will do an updated benchmark test and potentially battery tests as well. So we'll see how things go, and we'll see you guys in those videos. Goodbye.